All right, so I think I'm recording. Let's take a look at this inequality. They want us to solve it. And students are going to see this and immediately see the fraction, and some students have anxieties about fractions, and I hope that you can get over that, and through practice and stuff, just get better at dealing with these fractions. So let's jump in. We've got 13 over 28. And plus, and here we have a mixed number, and I'm going to change this mixed number to an improper fraction. So 3 times the denominator, 3 times 4 is 12, and 12 plus 1 is 13. And so I have 13 over 4. 13 over 4 is an improper fraction that's the exact same as the mixed number 3 and 1/4. And then greater than -2. And let's distribute this -2 through the binomial. So we've got 2 times 1/4, which is 1/2, and a negative times a negative is positive. And this 2, remember that you can view this 2 as 2 over 1. It cancels with the 2 in the denominator there, and we have just plus 3 here. So on the let's look and see. Let's add the 3 minus 2 on the right hand side. So we've got 13 over 28 plus 13 over 4 times n, and 3 minus 2 is 1, so we have 1 minus 1/2 n. So if I look at these denominators of 28, 4, and 2, I can get a common denominator of 28. So I'm going to leave this first fraction alone, and I'm going to come into this second term, and I'm going to multiply this by the number 1, but only I'm going to write the number 1 as 7 divided by 7. And when I look at this 1, I look at it as 1 divided by 1, and so I'm going to multiply this by the number 1, but I'm going to write 1 as 28 over 28. And here, this 2, I need to multiply it by 14. And 14 over 14 is the number 1. But now when I look at this, I have the same denominator everywhere. So if I were to multiply this inequality on both sides by a positive 28, all these denominators would cancel. The arrow would still be in the same direction because I'm multiplying by a positive 28, and all I'd have left is the numerator. So I would have 13 plus, well, 7 times 13, I think is 91. We'll check that here in a second on a calculator, or you can check it for me and tell me if I'm incorrect, and I can come in and edit the video. Here I have a 28 in the numerator, and minus 14 times 1, and remember times n. So 14 n. All right, so let's subtract 13 from each side of this inequality. 28 minus 13, I believe, is 15. Let's add 14n to each side. So does that get me 105? And now divide each side by 105, and I'm sure that this fraction reduces because I know that they're at least divisible by 5, but it might be that 105 divided by 15 is 7. So my final answer here is n greater than 1/7. Now, I need to write this as a compound, or excuse me, an interval notation. So if we're greater than 1/7, think about what that means, that you're between 0 and 1, you're real close to 0, and you're excluding that fraction 1/7, and you're shading all the numbers to the right of that. And so in interval notation, you've got 1/7, comma, and on the right, this arrow is shaded, so it's going out to positive infinity. So there's there's our final answer, written in interval notation. I hope that helps. I accidentally just laid something on top of the keyboard. Sorry about that. I will talk to you later. Bye.